welcome everybody to our You Too Can Become a Citizen Scientist as part of the STEM conference, STEAMpower Conference. My name is Deb Pint. I'm from San Diego County and worked in expanded learning for a number of years. Looking forward to this workshop for sure. Our Zoom expert and host is Brenda Hussein from Imperial County Office of Education. She'll take care of all the things related to just making sure that we manage this in a timely and expert way. So we're going to go through some of the Zoom etiquette rules here in just a second. I just want to acknowledge that our presenters today are from our La Mesa Spring Valley School District, Raquel Castaldi,
yes, thank you.
And and Carlos Esparza. So they're going to be our presenters, and we're excited to give them that opportunity. I just want to make note that this workshop is being recorded so that it can be used and archived for those that are able to be present today. So I think that is what I need to say. You can use the chat feature. We're going to, the presenters have asked that we hold questions to a question and answer period at the end of the workshop. So we'll do that. Otherwise, if the presenters have some things they want you to do in the chat, that would be just to follow their directions. Brenda, have I covered everything? Okay. All right. So with that, I'd like to again introduce our presenters, Raquel Castaldi and Carlos Esparza from the La Mesa Spring Valley School District, where they are ESS site leads. So I'll turn it over to you folks.
Okay, the first thing we'll be going over is Zoom etiquette. Just make sure to turn your video on and be present. It is okay to turn the video off for a short period if necessary. Remain muted until you're going to share. Minimize distractions. Be courteous of your peers and the presenters. Feel free to raise your hand on camera or use nonverbal tools. Hello, my name is Carlos Esparza. I'm from La Presa Elementary in the La Mesa Spring Valley School District. I've been working for the ESS program for over 20 years. My enjoyment is working with the children every day. I get really excited when we do something new, such as in science or any other STEAM area, and you just see their minds light up and how everything's connecting and how much they're enjoying it. So I thank you for being here, and then go ahead and pass it to Raquel.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Raquel. I work at STEAM Academy for the La Mesa Spring Valley School District. I've been working for the ESS program for about 15 years now. And I love working both with kids and science, and so this was just a perfect combination. My favorite's just introducing science topics to the kids and watching their fascination and curiosity grow. It just makes my day. Okay. So we're just going to dive right into our presentation now. What is a citizen scientist? So when you hear that term citizen scientist, what pops into your head? What are you thinking? And this is, if you guys want to go ahead and throw it in the chat or just say it out loud, that's okay. What pops into your head when you think citizen scientist? Anyone can be a scientist. Thank you, Jennifer. Regular people helping with science. Yes, that is also good. Thank you, Hope. Regular people helping with science research. Yes, and that's exactly what citizen scientist is. Taking actions on effect with issues that affect everyone. Yes, thank you, Deb. Someone who enjoys science. All of you guys are correct. So what is a citizen scientist? So the definition of a citizen scientist. Citizen science is a practice of public participation and collaboration in the scientific research to increase scientific knowledge. Through citizen science, people share and contribute data monitoring and collection programs. This participation is usually done through unpaid volunteers. So essentially, it's me, it's you, it's our students helping with real life scientific projects, helping real life scientists and collaborating with them in their research, which is amazing to bring that to our students and get them excited for working in science in the future for them, because that's what we want. And basically getting them their excitement that they are helping in real life science projects.
What is the purpose of a citizen science? Citizen science uses the collective strength of communities and the public to identify research questions, collect and analyze data, interpret results, make new discoveries,
You're
and
muted.
develop technology.
Sorry about that. My mute button stayed on. What is the purpose of citizen science? Citizen science uses the collective strengths of communities and the public to identify research questions, collect and analyze data, interpret results, make new discoveries, and develop technologies and applications, all to understand and solve environmental problems. So as you can see, it's pretty important for us to have citizen scientists to help the scientists be able to figure out a lot of things that are going on, because there's so much going on in the world.
Okay, what are the benefits of being a citizen scientist? There are so many benefits out there. Increasing citizen engagement in scientific research and building stronger connections between citizens and scientists. Citizens or students understand the scientific research even better. Ensuring that scientists and knowledge institutes understand current issues in society. This is a biggie, because if it's not something we're interested in, we're honestly not going to help. But if it's something we're interested in and get the kids excited about, they're going to want to jump in and help, which makes it even better. And it lets the scientists know, okay, there's a big want for this type of research. Focusing on research more relevant on relevant subjects and citizens' priorities. Involving scientific literacy. Citizens increase their knowledge and understanding about science. Access to scientific research has never been more important to provide a global basis for debates on critical issues such as climate change, global health, and a deeper and broader understanding on how science operates. Citizen science is a powerful asset against scientific knowledge that might not be true, because we are alive with the projects. We know what's going on. We know what's true and what's fake, because there's a lot of that going on right now. It also empowers communities to make a difference in the immediate environment and raise their social well-being. And lastly, citizen science bridges a gap by harnessing the power of people who are motivated by curiosity and have a desire to research, connecting projects that benefit from their energy and dedication. So, and to me, the biggest benefit is bridging that gap between the citizens with, or the students, I'm sorry, our students with real science projects and what they're doing in school, and being involved in actual projects, which is really exciting to them.
Okay, so why is citizen science so important? Citizen science is a form of learning and knowledge, making it enables people to enhance their scientific literacy in the fields they are truly relevant to them. By participating in citizen science projects, citizens can get a greater knowledge and say-in and commitment to scientific and research matters. Scientific knowledge can improve the quality of life at many different levels, from the routine workings of our everyday lives to global issues. Science informs public policy and personal decisions on energy, conservation, agriculture, health, transportation, communication, defense, economic, leisure, and exploration. So as you can see, science touches our lives in many different ways. And it's very important for us to help assist the scientists. And that's what's great about being a citizen scientist.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about what citizen science is and how awesome it is, but now we're going to dive into how we can bring that into our programs, because that's why we're all here. We've selected a few examples for you guys today that you can run both virtually and in person with your students, which is really nice. You can choose to run them either on a big TV with the students and have the students work as a group, or individual if you're fortunate enough to have each student that has their own iPad, computer, or phone, or any type of electronic device, such as that, or again, work as a group. It's honestly up to you. We're going to give you a couple examples of each of those. The first one we're going to jump into is called Fish Story. It's from the South Atlantic Fishery Management Council. And it's pretty amazing because what we're going to be doing is looking at pictures from the 1940s to the 1970s. So they're pretty old photos of people that have caught fish, kids who have caught fish, companies, et cetera, and we're going to be catalyzing those pictures and looking at what types of fish were more prominent than are now, because unfortunately, as we all know, animals do tend to go extinct or close to extinct from overfishing and such as that. So we're helping the scientists see what was popular then versus what is popular now in the I'm sorry, not popular, prominent with the fish then and now in different areas of the sea. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into that website. We're going to, oh. So this is the website, and all the websites are set up pretty much the same. They kind of look the same in the way they are. I highly suggest, as all the activities we do, is to go through the websites before you jump in it with your students. When I was researching and looking into this website, I actually encountered a lesson plan for older students, 6th through 12th grade, which is pretty fantastic because it gives you everything you want to run a few lesson plans with your students. And looking through it, it should be pretty easy to modify too for lower grade levels too, not so much 6th through 12th only. So this is the lesson plan here. If you would like a copy of this or us to email you one, go ahead and email either myself or Carlos, and we'll have that information, and we'll tell you again at the end of the presentation. And we will be more than happy to send you this this lesson plan as well. In this lesson plan, it does go over like the anatomy of a fish, the parts of a fish, because me personally, I know nothing of fish. I've never been fishing and I have no interest in it, but it is something that the kids do learn in school. There's even a paper on there where it compares the anatomy of a human to a fish, like what our arms are, what their fins are, and such like that. What I do like about this lesson plan, we're going to go ahead and hop down, is that it's going to give us kind of an insight of what we're going to be doing on our website itself. So the website itself, you're going to have pictures such as this right here that you see the people, and it's a pretty old picture, not the best quality, not even in color, of people and their fish that they just caught. And our job is going to be to identify those fish. However, like I said, I don't know anything of fish. And these websites are made for people like us that, you know, we're not scientists. Our specialty isn't anything in these websites. And so they're set up to help us. So looking at this picture and knowing we're going to identify it, we're going to go ahead and go down to the next page. And we're going to see that it tells us exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to identify the green fish and the orange fish. And I know it's either going to be an amberjack, a king mackerel, a grouper, or a red snapper. And what I like about this is that it also is going to make it easy to have those conversations with your students as well. And talking, okay, we're going to start off with the green fish. Who thinks they know what the green fish is? And I am opening it up to you guys as well. If you think you know what that green fish is, go ahead and just say it out loud or put it in the chat of what you think that green fish is.
I think the green one's the red snapper.
Okay. The red snapper, we have a few red snappers. Okay, and we'll find that out in a minute. What do you think the orange one is? That little skinny fish with the orange circle above it. What do we think that fish is?
I think it's the king mackerel.
Okay, king mackerel, very good. Okay, and there's a few of these pages. We're going to go through, I believe it's 3 pages. So here's another picture, again, a little bit later. I think this one might be closer to the 70s. And a lot of fish on here. On here, it's a little bit harder because it's just a picture. When we get to the actual website, you'll be able to zoom in and such. So let's go ahead and go down, and we're going to try and do the next ones. So now we have this one. What do we think the green fish is? And if you look, it's the same fish again because it is one area. It's the Daytona area. So it's going to be the same 5 fish, 4 or 5 fish over and over again. So let me know what you think that green fish is. And it's nice to encourage your students, like, look at the tail fins. Each of these 4 fish have different tail fins. They have different sizes. Their head fins are different shapes and sizes from the other head fins of the other fish, which is really nice to get those conversations going. What do you see? What do you think it is? Okay, so we think it's a grouper. I think it looks like that too. The tail fin's a little bit different. Okay, what about that orange fish? Based on the tail, very good. Grouper again, based on the tail, thank you guys. Okay, and we're gonna go down. We can go down to, let's scroll down to the answers and we'll see if we were right or not. And as you see, like these, it's really nice. This lesson plan just has everything you need in there, which is lovely. See, and a little bit different fish, which we can go over with our students as well. So we're just gonna hop down and see if we were right or not. Okay, so the first picture we looked at, red snapper. I think I saw a lot of red snappers for that. You guys were all correct. Good job. And the second one was king mackerel. Awesome. You guys were also correct on that. And the green one was grouper. Thank you. I believe it was Carlos that said grouper compared to the tail. Carlos based on the tail, I'm sorry. And then the last one was amberjack. You guys are awesome, and you guys are on your way to being fish experts. So I like this as an introduction with your students before we head into the lesson itself. So now that we have our introduction, and I know we'd be a little bit more in depth with our students, but we have so much stuff we want to share with you guys. We're kind of just going pretty fast right now. We're going to go ahead and jump into the website itself.
You might want to select it.
As I said too, when you're going through these websites, there's a lot of information because these websites are intended for citizens, for non-science people, which is perfect for us, that we're trying to teach students about the science, about biology of fish, even about history with this website. And they give us all the tools and information needed to run a proper lesson plan with our students, and have a lot of information right at our fingertips, because we all know kiddos love to ask random questions that we would have never thought to look up in the future or whatnot. And it's going to help us out. And it's really nice as well just to see the old pictures of and show the students, like, look, this is how it was back then. And that can spawn into a whole different conversation with our kids, which is really nice, because I mean, seeing how it was back then to how it is now I love looking at that kind of stuff. And I know it's interesting to some of the kids too. So we're going to go ahead and click classify here. With this one, we are going to do an example of how to run a lesson plan with having the picture on the screen and running it with your kids in front of you, not necessarily every student having their own device on them, which is nice. Also, if you're going to do it with like a Zoom lesson with your students, where you can run it the way we are here and have it on the screen. Because if I click on this website and you click on this website, we're going to be assigned different pictures. There are hundreds and hundreds of pictures on here. And while I'm talking about that too, I'm just going to jump in and let you guys know. And you can explain to your students as well these pictures, because as I said in the beginning, I'm not an expert. And I know when this was first introduced to me, I was really worried that I don't know this. I don't want to ruin the research. I'm not a fish expert. I'm going to say it's the wrong fish, which is 100% okay. In all science research, there's always outliers. There's always some random information that pops out, and that's part of the process. And we can let our students know that as well, which is a really good topic to bring up to them and let them know. It's not just you do one picture and that's all the information they take on it. They put that picture in the mix a few hundred times. So it gets evaluated a few hundred times, and then the average is taken. So if 99 people say that fish is an amberjack and one person says it's a king mackerel, well, they know it's an amberjack, but they have that outlier of king mackerel, so they can double check it if it's a lot more. But just so your students know, that's how the scientific process works with every type of science. Lots of data is taken, it's all processed and and it's part of the process. And so it's okay, so your students don't have to be nervous and say, well, I don't know it. Let's learn it together. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. If you look at the top right-hand corner, it says about, classify, talk, and collect. All the websites we're going through today are set up exactly the same, and you want to hit the button that says classify. So we're going to go ahead and hit classify. And then you're going to have your picture show up and the markings on the side, as well as this little box that kind of talks to you and gives you the welcoming. I'm going to just close that out today because I've already kind of done my welcoming with you guys. You're more than welcome to go over that with your students if you choose, or just take it out and do your own welcome with the students. So here's an example of a picture that we're going to have on the website. And there's tools on the side of the picture to the left where you can zoom in, because those are a lot of fish and some of them are quite tiny and I can't see the tail fins from here. And then more to the left again, you're going to see our list of fish. We're not going to have to mark anything down or anything. You just click on the fish you think it is on the left, and then click on the picture of the fish that you're marking, and it takes that information down for you. So let's start categorizing this picture.
Okay, so I would come over here and I'm going to go ahead and click on this fish because I think that's a red snapper. Now remember, like Raquel explained earlier, we are just guessing by the spin and stuff like that. So that's what's cool about this when the kids are doing it. There's really no pressure for them to be 100% correct. We are just kind of helping science by us guessing and using the information we have to help us. So I'll come over and I'm gonna look, and you know what? Maybe I say this one's a red snapper too. So I've marked two. Now I'm gonna come over here and you know what? I think I see a king mackerel. So I'll come over here and now I'm marking this as a king mackerel. I don't see any other king mackerels. So then I would scroll down now and I'm gonna let Raquel go and explain the rest. But that's all the fish that I marked. But as you see, there's many fish here that we continue marking. And the more in depth the children look at it, the more time it will take, and the more you can also talk to them about that. And like I said, just talking about the different shapes of the fins and everything from that lesson plan earlier is going to help the kids identify these fishes a little bit easier. So let me go ahead and turn over to Raquel now.
So it's that easy. So just Carlos was showing you, you just find the fish on the side, click on the picture, and categorize it that way. And as I said again and again, that this website is made for non-science people. So let's say I don't know what these fish are, I need a little bit of help. There's a button right there under that says, I need some help with this task. And it's actually, let me see, let's click that button. It's gonna go into more in depth, going into the pictures, and let me see, click on the picture. It goes into the actual, each fish itself, not necessarily just the ones that are there, but every fish and all the parts that you want to look for to make sure that that indeed is the fish that I'm clicking on, which is really nice for the students in case they need that extra help. I know, like, I like to see every little detail before I click it. It's all on there. So the students, so you can go over that with the kids as well. And I want to say thank you to Deb, who put into the message that the fish study is called ethology. I don't know if I said that right. I probably didn't, but that is really awesome to know. So that's our fish one. I know we're not all interested in fish, such as me, guilty of not really being interested in fish. I've never gone fishing, nor do I have any desire to ever go fishing in my life. But that's just one topic that's really nice to bring up to the middle schools and such, just because that is something that they do have in the curriculum to be studying. The next project we have for you guys is pretty hot topic. It's a pretty hot topic in science. We're going to go into a space and galaxy with the citizen science. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Carlos, and he's going to go into that with you.
Okay, you guys. So this is called Galaxy Zoo. And as you see the links right here, all you're going to do is, well, you guys won't do it because we're kind of walking you through, but if you did, you would click on the link, it takes you right in. And as Raquel was saying earlier, it's gonna ask you some stuff, but basically all these websites we shared today are the same. You see, you're gonna hit about, classify, talk, and collect. We'll go ahead and hit classify. And when we get to the classify area, it's gonna take us over. And there's the little box that's gonna give you some information and that about what you're doing. And as you can see, there's many different areas. So as Raquel stated earlier, you do want to take some time and prep and actually go through this. So that way, when you present it to the kids, you have more information. And as you see it say, let's go. Same as Raquel stated earlier, that if everyone logs in individually, they're going to get different pictures. So depending how you want to present it with your students, you can either do it as one or present on different devices, such as they have iPads or computers. And they most likely they're going to have different pictures than what you do. But if you're walking around, you probably could system that way. So however you prefer, please do. What this is basically going to ask is they're pictures of galaxies through space that they've taken, and they're going to ask us questions of what we see. So as you see, looking at the picture, we have about 5 different objects. Some look different, so on. Actually, there's 7 because there's 2 at the very bottom I just saw. And the question is this galaxy simply smooth and rounded with no signs of a disk? So we're going to look, and as I'm looking through here, these are pretty round, but to me, this one looks like it has a disk. So I think that there is a disk here. So what I would choose is, like I said, I would just click here and put features or a disk. Then once you're done with that, you're going to click next. And what's cool about this, it's going to ask you questions about this galaxy for a little bit. I think it's like 4 or 5 questions. And this one is, could this be a disk view edge on? And as you see, it shows you the picture, so that way when you're doing it, you kind of can compare them to each other and see what you see. On this one, I'd probably go yes, the edge is on the disk. And as you see, I'm just comparing. I'm not being 100% correct, but that's what I feel more comfortable with. And there's no pressure for me to make sure I'm getting this 100%. As I said, this is just help. And scientists get all this information and they average it out by everyone that has responded. And that's how they're able to figure out more about these galaxies. And then this next question says, does the galaxy have a bulge at its center? If so, what shape? So I would say this is the center right here. And I'm gonna let you guys answer it. You guys go ahead and tell me whether you think it's rounded, boxy, or no bulge. You can either say it out loud or you put in the text. Okay, I got rounded. I got another rounded. So since I got a couple rounded, let's go ahead and click on that and see how it goes. See, and there you go. And it's next. Like I said, it's all guessing. We don't have to be scientists to figure it out. We're doing the best we can, and that's what's great about the citizen scientist program. The next one is the galaxy merging or disturbed? As you see, just looking at the pictures right here, you could go ahead and see, and we'll see what you guys think. If it's merging, a major disturbance, minor disturbance, or none at all. Go ahead and put it in the chat, and I'll see what you guys put. I got a minor. Anyone else? Oh, another minor. So, okay, so we all think it's kind of minor. So we'll go ahead and click on minor, and then we'll go to next. As you see, like I said, there's many questions. So do you see any of these rare features? And looking at this, we have a ring, lens or arc, irregular, dust lane, overlapping, something else, or nothing unusual. Go ahead and look at the picture, and like you guys are doing a great job typing in the chat, let me know what you guys think, and I'll click on that. Okay, so I got overlapping, ring, overlapping. So as you said, as you guys saw, we did have a ring. And let me see if we're able to do 2. So we could do 2 as you see in this one. Some of them let you do that, some of them don't. So we'll go ahead and do that and submit that. And we're done. Now we are back to a new galaxy. And what's awesome about this, you guys, is as you see, it's a whole different new picture, whole different things we're going to see here. And the kids that are really into space, or even yourself, are going to enjoy this. And you're even going to get kids that really are into space, just being able to see, wow, there's other galaxies out there and we have pictures of them, and we're able to work and give information about these galaxies we've never seen or been to. So it opens up a wide range of communications you could have with the kids over this. Just talking about the different shapes. You know, you can even go into more depth and what smooth means, features of, or disk, and it gives them more information on that. So as you guys see, this is pretty much how it goes. And it's a program that continues to run. Once you answer all the questions for one picture, as you saw, it changes to a new picture. So it assists you constantly, and the kids will enjoy this greatly. So this is the zoo galaxy that we showed you about. And we're going to go ahead and go over, because we have one more we want to share with you. So let me go ahead and switch that over, and Raquel will be talking about that one.
Yeah, so I love these just because it's really fantastic for the kids to go through, and even us ourselves. Like, I've caught myself when I was researching into this, just going for it with the pictures and not even realizing the time fly by sometimes. And even at home when I'm bored, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to go categorize some galaxies with pictures, which is awesome. And like Carlos was saying, that you might not have a student that's so interested into the space or galaxy or any of that, but just doing this might just spark a student's interest, which is all they need sometimes to get that motivation to, like, you know what, maybe science is cooler than I thought it was. So we have our last example project for you, our penguin project, because who doesn't love these cute little creatures? So we're going to go into the penguin project, this website again. And at the end of our presentation, we do have the resources and websites for you, and we'll go over it a little bit more. And as always, you guys are more than welcome to email us if you have any questions or want the lesson plan or these websites, and we'll have the emails for you guys at the end of the project as well. So we're going to go ahead and click on the penguin project and go from there. So again, the websites are all built basically the same. You have about, classify, talk, and collect. And like I was saying, and thank you, Virginia, it is, honestly, if you don't know anything about this, you're not big on science, all the information you need is on here, so you can prep ahead of time and talk with your students about it. Or even one of my favorite things, if a kid asks something I don't know, well, let's look it up, let's learn it together. And all of that information is here on this website for you guys as well. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the penguin project and click on classify. And this one's a bit different from the other two. So I know on the fish one, we were identifying what fish were what. On our galaxy one, we were categorizing pictures of galaxies into abnormalities, shapes, and types of galaxies. This one's a little bit simpler. This one's a lot easier for our younger students, as long as they can click and see the different shapes. Essentially, all our younger kids can use this one because we're just going to be counting penguins. So we're going to get out of this little box here in the front here, and we're going to go down, and these are pictures from Antarctica and such where penguins are. We can't have a scientist just sitting outside in the cold counting penguins all day and watching the penguins move. That's not okay for them. That's pretty not healthy. So they have cameras set up everywhere just watching penguins, and every so often it will take a still picture. And that's where we come in to count the penguins so the scientists know how many penguins are in a given spot at a given time. And all we're going to do is you're going to click on adults, chicks, eggs, or others. So we know the adult penguins are the black and white penguins. The chicks are kind of gray and they're not so much penguin looking, but there they are. Eggs and other, just in case there's a bird or another animal that's not a penguin, we can let the scientists know, like, hey, this other animal is also hanging out with the penguins, and they know. Just like the other one too, because when I was first told about this one, like, oh my God, I can't count hundreds of penguins. I'm gonna lose count, or if somebody talks to me, I'm gonna forget. You just click on the penguin and it keeps count for you. Again, all the pictures, and especially with this one, because it's just a still camera that's taking pictures randomly. So see, we're counting penguins here. Some pictures are just a black and white mass, and I'm like, that's a million penguins, I can't count it. When you hit next, it will ask you immediately, did you count all the animals, or there were too many to count? And that way they know, oh, it was just way too many to count. let's toss that picture out and do another one. So here it is right here. With this one, since it's a little bit different from the other two, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat. And I'm going to give you guys free range to jump onto this website and count some penguins. And I'm going to have you guys come back at 9:45. So I'm going to give you guys about 10 minutes to count some penguins. If you want to come back sooner, by all means, please do. I'll be here. Mr. Carlos will be here for questions. But I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat right now for everybody. And let you guys, oh, it's not going. Boom. So there's the website. Go ahead and click on that and just come back to the Zoom at 9:45. I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes, or rather 9 minutes now, to go ahead and try out this penguin project one and see how it is. We'll come back and talk about that. Okay, we have about 2 more minutes, guys. I love the chat. I hope you guys are having fun classifying these penguins. I love the comment from Mr. Guerrero, who said it feels like a game, and it really does. I think that's why I like the penguin one the best. It's because it does feel like a game, and it makes the kids really excited, and then you let them know, like, well, you're helping scientists. It gets them really excited. I also see Virginia, she put, I could see why it would be a good idea to do this with kids before setting them up on their own. Yes, always. Like, that's a big thing for me. Always make sure you go through everything before you set it up with the kids. But it's nice. So if they pop up with anything like, well, I don't know what this is, what do I do? You know what to do because you've gone through it already. Does anybody else want to share anything? How was our penguin counting? What were your guys' thoughts and feelings on that? Go ahead and unmute yourself and let's get a conversation going.
It was fun at first. It was too many to count. So many penguins all over the place. But it's fun to see like all the shapes of the penguins. There were little fat penguins and small penguins. Yeah, I have fun though. I have fun playing, right? Being a scientist right now. Yes.
Yes, I love that. And it is like a game. And I like that too, because you can let the kids know, like, look at the penguins. They don't look all the same. Just like us, we don't all look the same. Same thing as well. And also letting the students know, citizen scientists, at this point, you are real scientists. It feels like a game, but you are assisting in actual scientific research. You are real science at this point when you're assisting with the students. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go ahead and jump into our resources. So like I said a little bit earlier, we have our resources here for you guys. This first website, citizen.gov.
Sorry about that. On this website, it's Citizen Science, and it has many resources. You're going to go down here. There's just a lot. Catalog. If I was to click in the catalog, it would give me many projects that are going on and where they're using people all over the world. It's a worldwide object. And you see, yesterday when I was looking at this site, there was maybe only 4 or 5. Today you can see there's many on here. So every day it does change, just depending what they're doing and what project's coming to an end. But the key thing here is, as you see here, let's look at equipment loan program for water. You can see geographic scope. It's New York, New Jersey, Puerto Rico, US, different areas. That may not be in our area because we are all basically California here. So what you want to do is go into the search here, and you're going to type in either worldwide, or you can even do global. And all you do is enter it there. And once you get into those projects, as you can see, there's different ones here. Backyard word plants, that's local. We could do any of these. As you see, there's 4 here today. That's been about it this week. They've only had about 4 here, but sometimes it goes 4. Sometimes it goes up to like 12, 13, just depending what they have going on at that moment and the information that they're working on. So this is actually a pretty cool website, and it's another resource for you to use, and just gives you many options to be able to use with your citizen science program. I'm gonna go ahead and we're talk about the other website, and I'll let Raquel go on to that one.
you want to put worldwide or global because that's the little keywords to get something that's internet based, such as that Penguin project, the space one and whatnot. The next one we have, and all of those were also, all the three we went through today were from the citizenscience.gov. The second resource we have for you is the Globe Observer, sorry. And this one's more app-based. I use the Globe Observer, oh my gosh, Observer with my students. I like the cloud one, and that one is information that's getting sent directly to NASA, which my kids love. And we call it the Cloud Camp, so it's the Globe Clouds. And you go outside, and again, just like I was saying before, you don't need to be a scientist. You don't need to know information. The apps actually run it through you with the kids. There's one part in the Globe Clouds where it's asking you to take pictures, and it said like, okay, stand to the north. And I remember opening that and saying, I don't know where north is. And the phone had arrows and was like directing me where to turn and move my phone until I got in the right position and then took a picture. So it's really nice. It does help you out with even taking a picture. And so that's a nice resource for you guys. So with those two websites, lots of stuff because mosquitoes, land cover, trees. And it's just, again, going outside, taking pictures of your trees, taking pictures of the clouds. The clouds, again, that one's, it's to NASA, which my kids love. They're fascinated with NASA. And you're doing ground truthing. So from what the satellite sees and what you see, and that's what that website, that app is helping you do, is compare the two and making it ground truthing, which is a term we learned from there. So we're gonna go ahead and open it up if you guys have any questions, comments, anything of that. If you would like us to send you these two websites, go ahead. On the next page, we have our emails. And please feel welcome or feel free to email us with any questions or any of that, or if you guys want access to that fish lesson plan or these websites. Okay. Go ahead, Carl.
And that's awesome. We already have someone that says they're downloading the app now. So that's Carlos. Awesome, Carlos. I'm glad that, you know, you're able to use the resources we're giving you. Like I said, this is a great thing to do. The kids will enjoy it. So I hope you guys enjoyed our presentation. Like Raquel said, you can find us at my email is carlos.esparza@lmsvschools.org. Raquel is at Raquel Castaldi at lamesapspringvalleyschools.org. We hope you guys enjoyed our presentation. We hope this helps you when you're working with your students. And if you have any questions, please reach out to either one of us, and we're more than happy to assist you guys and help you any way we can.
Cool. Well, thanks, Carlos and Raquel. I do have one quick question from your experience doing these things, the resources that you share, the lesson plans that you shared. What grade level did it resonate with the best, do you think? Is it, you know, what?
So we work at two different sites. Like my school, we're 4th through 8th. So my 6th, 7th, and 8th graders are the ones that eat this up. The 4th graders and 5th graders, they still just want to play outside. They're not so much into this yet. Okay. But I know, like, especially the 6th graders, they were the ones that had the most. But to me, the older kids, that's the ones they like the best. Okay. But I know when we've done it with the younger kids too, you know, you have those students that are naturally curious and they eat the stuff up. Whereas some other kids, they need that little push, which when you tell them something like, I like the way Mr. Guerrero said it, and I might present it like that to my students, it's more like a game.
Gotcha.
And that'll open it up to the students a little bit more.
Very good. Well, here's how we're going to finish up. Continue with any questions or comments that you have in the chat. Brenda's going to put the evaluation link in the chat box. And remember, this is something we're asking every participant to complete. And in doing so, it increases your chances to win any number of the things that are in our drawing. With that said, any last final thoughts, Brenda? Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, just thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoy it. And I hope you can use all these resources and take advantage of all that we share with you. And
very cool.
Thank you, everyone.
Nice. Okay, so fill out that evaluation link by 3 o'clock today. Have a good rest of the conference. Again, applause to Raquel and Carlos. Take care.
Thank you, guys. I hope you're able to use at least one of these websites.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Okay.